The following program may contain subject matter and language that those with a weak constitution will find distasteful and offensive. You've been warned.
Dude, WTF.
Oh, man. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Dude, what the fuck?
What the fuck, man?
What the fuck?
Come on, man.
Dude.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What the
Come on, man. What the
WTF, dude?
What the fuck, man?
Get in here. What the
Holy shit, what the fuck?
WTF, man?
Dude, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck? WTF, dude. WTF, oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to another live edition of WTF here on the Orion Talk Radio Network. I am your host tonight, Popeye from FederalJack.com. I have a radio show here on the network. I'm sure you all know it's called Down the Rabbit Hole. And tonight, I have a round table, a motley crew, if you will. So let me introduce the rabble-rousers. First, I have from the Information Nation, the crotchety old curmudgeon, retired Marine himself, Ken Hildebrand. Oh, my God.
I really needed that.
I had a little trouble with my underwear.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Are you done?
I am, but the crowd loves me. What can I tell you?
You are the one that so started this crap. You are the one that started him on this disease, Popeye.
I know, it's my fault. I opened Pandora's box.
It's totally your fault.
Well, okay, let me finish the introductions, and then I'll take blame.
That's done.
Since everyone has heard him, now you know that none other than the...
What manner of man are you that can summon up fire without
Who's
flint
that?
or tin? I am an enchanter. By what name are you known? There are some who call me... Tim?
And nice timing on the soundboard, chumhead.
Yeah, I know, he sucks, but that's okay. Joe's learning, Tim. He's learning.
I'm a novice, if you will.
Yes.
I'm not part of the idiocy bandwagon for nothing, you know.
You're a major contributor to the music they produce.
Yes.
All right, so you know Tim's here, okay? And obviously, if Tim's here, the other half of
Yes, the
Trouble
crotchety
Twins,
curmudgeon himself, the one, the only.
Cat drug in.
Ken.
The other half of the douchebag Trouble Twins, Joe Joseph, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Wonder douchebag twin powers activate.
And by the way, actually, Joe's real name is the Black Widow of the Truth Movement, because if you do a show with Joe as a co-host,
Dead or sick.
for any length of time, you get sick or dead. So, Joe, what's up with that? All right, you know what? Wait, let me introduce the last member of the crew tonight, and then we can get into picking on everybody, because we can't even get through the intros without. I swear to God. Okay, the one, the only, the phantom of the Orion Talk Radio Network, Mr. Jimmy X himself. Jimmy, are you with us?
Hello, boys.
Uh-oh.
Sounds creepy, I swear to God. Where's your tickle trunk, Jimmy?
Hi, boys.
Yes, where's your tickle trunk?
Actually, the big news for me has been that Anderson Cooper came out of the closet. And thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken. Now I can watch CNN knowing knowing comfortably that he's happy and comfortable having told everyone about his preferences. So that's made my week. In fact, it makes me want to sing. All right, boys, let's go. Everybody sing.
There's no business like show business like no business I know.
All right, boys, kick, push.
Nothing like a little Ethel Merman. Just kick off the nut.
All right.
Do you find it hard to hide the fact that you're gay?
Come on, Ken, I'll keep it up. That annoying voice.
Get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bowl.
Bend over. Oh, sorry.
When I hear her sing, I think of that scene from Airplane. Do you know what I'm talking about? When he's in the loony bin and the guy's shell-shocked and he thinks he's Ethel Merman and it's her.
Yeah, right. Oh, man.
You see where my mind goes, dude? That's because when I grew up, that's actually how I learned politics and all that stuff was through comedy. Carlin taught me a ton.
Well, I was just thinking, too, I'm going to start replacing some of the commercials we run here with just public service announcements on behaving, not sticking your mouth over the tailpipe of your truck, all those other things. Because they keep sending me that stuff. I keep getting these the PSAs from the PSA depot or whatever they call it, and I listen to some of them, and I have to admit they're pretty funny. It's like,
I don't know, fellas. I think there's potential in this crowd.
It's like, don't breathe in carbon monoxide from your car's exhaust. Don't run your car in the garage with the door closed. I'm like, come on.
Send me some of those. I could have fun with those.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Tim could have fun with those.
The basics in life.
Yeah.
Don't zip your pants up before you've hauled the trouser trout in.
But, how much of a moron are you that you had? This is how dumbed down society is. Kids, don't put your mouth over the exhaust pipe. Isn't that something that's, I don't know, instinctually, inside of you? That I shouldn't put my mouth around a red-hot pipe. First of all, why do you want to put a nasty tailpipe in your mouth?
I don't know. Let's ask Ethel.
No people like show people.
All right.
I think there's a theme here tonight.
Don't lick the electric knife after Dad carved a turkey.
Belongs to me. 21 gigawatts!
People are so stupid, dude, for real.
Well, they really are. That's the whole thing. And, the public service announcements get sent out to radio stations that use them in place of commercials when they can't sell time.
Awesome.
And,
and
really,
put the
just
tailpipe one up, please.
Well, no, I don't have them handy here. I mean, I got the website, but the point is, they didn't really say don't put your mouth on the tailpipe. It's like, but I mean, it's just common sense things. And, there's there's the new Smokey the Bear ones, and there's a whole bunch of them for post-traumatic stress disorder and all this other stuff that you should get checked out if you feel this way or that way, if you're suicidal. And the thing is, it's just that I always want to point something out, that those get played on, when you hear those on radio stations, the reason they're played is because they can't sell advertising. I just want you to know that.
Yep.
So they put those in their place, right, Tim?
That's right. Because if they could sell something, if they could sell their mama, they'd put her there.
That's correct. I don't know. Let's see what Ethel has to say.
They smile when they are.
Yes, okay.
And folks, just anybody that's getting a 500 internal server error, if you try to go to Orion Talk Radio, you can participate in the chat by hitting federaljack.com and drop down the show link windows, and you can add Popeye. In about 10 minutes' time, made a fantastic chat page there.
Yes,
it's an emergency chat page until we can.
I'm seeing the 500 error, and I can't imagine.
DNS. I think it's a DNS issue because I could get on, and if other people could get on, but some people couldn't. So I think it's just a DNS issue.
I think it's a DHS issue.
I think it's a PMS issue.
Well, it could be PMS. It does say beware sharks, and I have been known to bite before.
It could be NDMV. any of the three. So I just made an emergency backup page right for
All I can say is to everybody out there in Radio Land, just blame Joe Joseph. It's my fault.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's the man with two first names, Joe Joseph.
Right. That's right. Joe Squared.
Joe Squared, ladies and gentlemen.
Or Square Joe.
Yes, Square Joe. That's right.
Now, you know, it's funny. I hear
make like a tree and get out of here.
Hey.
And I guess that's exactly what we'll do.
Why don't
Going to break.
Why don't you make like a leaf and tree? Oh, wait a minute.
Well, folks, don't go away. We have a pleasant evening of fun and excitement ahead for you. Ken's got his soundboard. And Popeye.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to do that to everybody. I'm sorry. I showed Ken what a soundboard was all those months ago.
That's okay, man.
And you know,
Ken showed me.
We haven't been the same since.
Okay. So don't go away, folks. So much more to talk about and listen to when we come back.
PSAs annoy the living hell out of me, guys.
Why?
Because they're the stupidest things ever. It's like speaking of PSAs, I don't know if you guys know this, but a court, and it was a federal court, actually cited one of those, remember those ABC little videos like how a bill becomes a law?
Oh, yeah.
Remember those back in the 80s?
Yeah.
They
Of
actually
course.
cited a YouTube video playing one of those clips in a case about something like a week or two ago. I forget what it was, but they actually cited, how a bill becomes a law.
Some propaganda. Interesting.
Ken and his
If your walls could talk, what would they say? I have sent children into fits of rage.
I am responsible for a child's speech impediment.
I am the reason a child can't read. Just because you can't see lead paint doesn't mean it's not on walls, doors, windows, and sills. Today, lead paint poisoning affects over 1 million children. If your home was built before 1978, log on to leadfreekids.org or call 800-424-LED.
Brought to you by the Coalition.
Yeah, because that's such an epidemic.
I mean, HUD and the Ad Council.
That should be the American education system.
Well, Lay's not.
I'm starving. Where's that hot dog stand? Hey, what's that guy doing under the bleachers?
You don't want to know.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that one of those DHS see something, say something freaking videos? Oh, my God. I saw somebody at the concession stand, and he bought 2 hot dogs, not just one. He paid with cash. Holy shit, he's Al-Qaeda.
Jimmy, you were going to add something there? I know you got horribly cut off. That soundboard can be cruel sometimes.
Well, what happened was I was trying to say something, but there was this loud, irritating sound in my ears coming from somebody. So, yes. No, I was going to say that that PSA has forced Lay's to now manufacture new baked lead chips. So
maybe it was better that you got cut off.
More with more Alestra.
Yeah, more Alestra. So not not only do you get the lead, but you shit your pants too.
Yeah, if you crap all over yourself.
Yes.
Their side effect of Alestra is anal leakage.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Anal leakage.
Goes in hand in hand with have some Splendid candy for dessert while you're at it.
You know, there's a warning on there that says if you have a cold or a chronic cough, do not eat this product.
Because you might shart.
Oh, you may spackle your pants.
You will spackle. You will spackle not only your pants, but anything within a couple of feet of you.
And people eat that crap, dude.
I know.
They eat that stuff like it's going to just, I gotta have it.
New colored paint chips from Lay's. I love them, Mom.
Popeyes is out of chicken.
How am I going to feed my family? How am I going to feed my family with no chickens?
Jimmy, that's my favorite part. Is the chick that's
the chick that's she's adamant.
The guy goes around the corner to show you the front of the store, and the lights are out, the chairs are all up on the table.
Yeah, that's right. How am I going to feed my family? I need some chickens.
Man, these are the same people that are going to be coming to beat your front door down for
your
food.
You damn straight they are.
You better invest in a firearm because those are the morons that you're going to have to defend yourself from.
Hey, by the way, while we're talking, I'm trying to get a hold of my internet provider here. You know, the hosting provider.
Yes.
And it's funny because every time I call them from my cell phone and I do the, it says press 3 if you want English, press 4 if you want Arabic, press 5 if you'd like Greek.
Or Swahili.
Press 6. Pig Latin, press 6. So every time I go to press the numbers, though, they don't register. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like really PO'd here.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Dude, it's like when I called HP customer support when my computer died, right? I called them up a couple weeks ago and to try to find out if there was a warranty or anything on it. And when I called up, if I had called at like 4:58, I would have gotten, Steve in Mississippi or wherever. But if I called at 6:02,
but oh no,
I got Pindar over in Pakistan. Or
no,
India.
you still
Isn't that great?
You still got Steve, Popeye.
Yeah.
Hello.
I love that. Hello, how may I help you? My name is Mike. No, it's not, dude.
No, it's not.
Excuse me, Popeye. Tell me, how is the weather today over there?
Oh, dude, they try to make conversation.
Yes, they
so
do.
how is the weather by you?
How's the weather?
Is it hot?
Is it hot there? Because where I'm at, it's really hot. It's effing hot.
Dude, I totally cut right through it, and I'm like,
in
"Look,
fact,
man, it's cool.
there's
the weather's cool. It's fine. I'm like, honestly, I'm sorry. I'm like, what country are you in? And if they tell me, actually, I'm in Pakistan. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, my country drone strikes you. Yeah. And I'll say things like that.
I get stuff like that too, Popeye. I get very political with them. Well, let's talk,
Yeah.
Yes, pardon me, Mr. Popeye, but do you know that we're number one when it comes to healthcare in India?
I had a little trouble with my underwear.
People, you rage about the Obamacare, but I tell you, it works wonders for us in India.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not in India.
Thousands.
I'm not in India, sir. I love when I asked that question a couple of times. I'm like, where are you calling from? Sir, I am. I'm like, you're in India, aren't you? I said, there's cows walking around the front of you, aren't there?
Yeah. I had a problem with my zone alarm probably about a month ago. When I called up, the Haji that was there, he ended up saying, my cousin Marty is in Minneapolis. He's going to college. And then it all started from there. It was We didn't get anything accomplished for at least a good half an hour because I just could not get him to get off the family story and to break it all.
I like to correct their speeches of no, say it again. We don't roll the R. Do it again.
That's right.
Sorry, we don't roll the R on that.
Hello. Well, actually, we used to deal with this bank who they sold all of their branches in New York here. But it's funny because when I'm at work, I can see their, U.S. corporate headquarters across the street. Yet, when they called me, it was always some guy from somewhere in the Middle East, somewhere, India, Pakistan. And I'm like, why do I have to talk to you? Because, all you do is say, what? Huh? And then they say, excuse me, sir, I did not understand what you said. Please try that again. I'm like, so I get pissed off, and then they hang up. And then miraculously, I get a call from downtown Buffalo. And I'm like, why didn't you just call me in the first place? It would have saved a whole lot of problems. I can see you. You're across the street.
That's so annoying, dude. That's
it is.
Corporatism at its best right there.
Oh, look, I just went to my for support. And they told me that there's an 8-hour wait.
Is that it? Wow, they're getting better. They're improving.
Right. If you paid an extra $25 or $30 a month, perhaps maybe we can work something out. It would be.
Well, that's what GoDaddy does,
dude. I'm telling you, this is like dealing with the government. It's like dealing with the Sopranos. Hey, I'd hate to see if my cousin Joey came down here and your place just burned to the ground. But for a couple $100 a month, I can make sure Joey comes nowhere near you this street. I can make sure he gets lost.
Right.
That's exactly what that's like. Oh, you got to wait 8 hours, but I bet you if you paid like another $20 or $30 a month, we'd take care of you. Scumbags. I hate that.
Hey, by the way, do you know that you share a web name with casinos?
No, not anymore. What happened was we had been
It says latest online casino bonuses.
Yeah.
And it says, if you want to talk more, call this guy named Popeye.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, dude.
Yes, that's old school. I'm glad we got rid of that. That was when we got hacked. Remember, I used to complain all the time on air.
Yes. You know who's complaining too? Hold on.
Oh my God. What's that?
I had a little trouble with my underwear.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barney Fife and Ethel Merman will be bringing us back in on the other side of the break.
I think when we come back, we'll hear some Barbara Streisand, too. That'll piss Ken off.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Where's Barbara? Where's Barbara? I've been looking forward to Barbara. And that Battle of the Bands, let's rock and roll there, Jimmy. Hey, this is Ken, host of the Information Nation on WTF. And I'm here with my friends, Tim Watts, Joe Joseph, Federal Jack, which is Popeye, and that other guy, Jimmy X.
Who's that other guy? Barbara Streisand's tour manager.
Actually, he's bashing his head in with a claw hammer on the phone with India right now.
Barbara Streisand's tour manager, Jimmy X. You asked for it, Jimmy.
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't hack. It's early to rise, early in the sack. I thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. Days are all filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Did I get him? Oh, man. I have enough ammo for this, but he's good.
And the moment that you wonder
And it looks like we've totally lost control of the...
Ladies and gentlemen, here I have a request and dedication.
Sighted mosquitoes and bow-legged ants.
Oh, God. You know what, Ken? Wait. We had this discussion yesterday.
Yes.
Doesn't Roberts' ruling sound a lot like your crazy little rant that you do?
Yes, it does.
The one about healthcare? Did you read his ruling? Ken and I were actually off air reading this thing the other night. On all seriousness, we were reading this thing. And I think you got like a paragraph out, Ken, paragraph and a half. And I stopped him and I was like, do you know what that sounds like? And he's like, what? I'm like, dude, this thing sounds like when you do that ladies and gentlemen, blah, 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 blah. Ken, do it, and then we should read the ruling.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, cross-eyed mosquitoes, and bow-legged ants. I come before you to stand behind you to speak on a topic which I know not about. Last night, about 10:30 this morning, a half-empty truck, loaded with bricks, backed into my front back alley, half killing my dead cat.
Now,
that was the ruling?
No. Now, when we read, you hear how backwards and insane that is? Now, we got to find the ruling from...
I got it right here.
Go ahead, Ken. Read like a paragraph at us and tell me this doesn't sound just as insane and backwards.
Now, he says it's not a tax. It is a tax. It's a law. It's not unlawful to break it. He upholds the individual mandate as a tax, not a penalty, as the law of the land. But then says it would not be unlawful for Americans to violate the law's mandate that they shall buy health insurance as long as they are willing to pay the penalty for not obeying the law. That's like a cop coming to your house and writing you a ticket for not driving your car.
Yes. I mean, so you gleaned the same thing off of that whole, what do you call it? An opinion is what it is, but...
I downloaded the entire PDF of this thing, and I'll tell you something. Dr. Seuss has now got competition because
I'm telling you,
sense.
It's in, dude. Ken, you were reading it, and that's why I said to you, this thing sounds like that insane rambling thing that you, whatever the hell it's called, and I was like, what, recite that really quick, and he did, just like he did now, a chunk of it, and then I was like, doesn't that sound like what he just said? It's just so backwards, bizarro world. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's a tax, but it's not a tax, and it's a law, but it's not really against the law if you don't get it. But we won't lock you up, but we'll just come, charge you money instead. So basically, it's a racket, and they're skirting around the issue.
It made more sense.
My question is this: you are not allowed to sign a contract under duress. So if you buy insurance, could you not pay for the insurance and then claim in a court of law that you were forced to buy the insurance under duress?
Well, yeah, absolutely, dude. It's akin to a tribute to the mob. That's basically what it is. It's a mafia payment.
No politics. What can I tell you?
And the same thing. Was it Justice Scalia that came up with the broccoli, the broccoli analogy, where he said, so all of a sudden we don't have to. We can't force people to go buy broccoli, but we could say, if you don't buy broccoli, well, then you're going to have to pay a penalty. And that's the I don't like broccoli penalty.
Yeah.
Really? Well, just by doing that, you're forcing people to buy broccoli.
If you want to see something more idiotic, look at the Ministry of Truth, the mainstream media, and listen to those talking heads, because they apparently understand it.
I think it's interesting, and you said it best, because you almost did it Dr. Seuss, I'll take Obamacare with a mouse. I'll take it in a house. I'll take it with
a glass. You can shove it up my chocolate.
Shove it up my chocolate wishwang.
Yes.
Yeah, well, guess what? Everybody's going to be eating the government cheese and getting that green eggs and ham, okay? That's exactly what your spam is going to look like from the government. But, hey, it's packed with lips and assholes, so it's good for you. It's full of nutrients.
Folks, this all Obamacare comes at the amazing low price of $695 per person, and it only goes higher from there. So let's just say, for example, you're a family of 6, and you say to yourself, why, I don't want Obamacare. I choose to opt out. Well, then that family of 6, it's $695 times 6 per year as a tax, an added tax on you and your family. Is it worth it? All I can say is pitchforks and torches, peasants. Right. It's time to get mad. You've got to get mad.
And what is the Marine Corps busy doing instead of coming here and defending us? Because if the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines actually defended us, well, then they would have taken out the dirtbag politicians and the bankers a long time ago.
But they are too busy
worrying about. Yeah, they're too busy. Exactly, Ken. See, you knew where I was going with this. They're too busy worrying about farting, audible farting in Afghanistan.
Audible farting, yes. What we should be doing is ripping open our down pillows, everybody. And with tar and feather in hand, we go to Barack Obama. And we give him a good coating, shall we?
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I mean, hello, guys, we need you back home to, defend us. And see, Ken, was that an audible fart I heard? Oh, yeah, you got to go see the old man right now. You're going to get a write-up. That's it. Court-martial. Traitor, hang him.
Actually, that's a submarine getting ready to dive.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God. No, seriously, dude. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
But you have to understand how you cover this up. When you're out in the field and you're about to fart, you just start... Now they never hear it. And now physical interview.
You're out of bullets now, though.
What? One bullet left.
I know you're bullets. Counting them.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River.
Thank you.
Still haven't got him, have you?
Thank you.
Oh,
we go through a lot of shells.
I was going to say, you really need to kick that one in the tuchus.
Man.
Where's the 50 cal? I've been waiting for that.
Well, you know something.
Take that out early on.
Well, take that 50 cal to that Obamacare legislation, who, by the way, now, of course, you've heard now the champion of repeal is the Republican Party. And, of course, now they're coming out and saying, well, it may not be that easy after all, you see. 2,700 pages. It's very hard to undo. I don't know. I could find it extremely easy, actually, to undo it. in a jiffy.
Matt,
yeah.
How about just saying it's undone and then taking that huge waste of paper over to a burn pit? They didn't seem to have a problem doing that with perfectly good working computers, trucks, and other equipment over in Iraq. So I don't see why they should have a problem doing it with that bill. Losers. There you go, Ken. Unload on the bill, Ken, with the 50.
Well, folks, don't go away. The last segment of hour number 1 coming up after these messages. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Don't go away.
Get more music.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's another night of WTF. I got everybody in the house here tonight. Popeye from Federal Jack is in the house, and we've got Joe Joseph from Freedom Link. We've got Ken from Information Nation. We got Jimmy X from Radio X, and I am Tim Watts, just trying to keep track of this whole thing, and absolutely thrilled to be here, guys, as one of the lunatic French, so to speak. Oh, sorry.
So stupid. Oh, my God.
I think it was Jimmy. You know, he's the one that's always doing that.
Jimmy, he's like the phantom of the radio network. He just hides. He appears out of nowhere sometimes. I'll be on air, and all of a sudden my bumper music will just change. And I'm like, oh, Jimmy must be hanging out.
I tried to do that yesterday for Ken. You know, Ken, shut that shit off, dude. All right. Anyway, Ken was on last night, and I was here in the studio, and, you know, he likes Queen, and I said, hey, you like Queen? He's like, absolutely. So I played Brighton Rock as one of his bumps, you know, just to substitute, you know, the way we do occasionally. And Ken was just beside himself. Ken was beside himself. Seriously, he was like, what is this crap? This is not Queen. What have you done with my Queen records? And
Jimmy,
I didn't do anything
I just wanted to say, I am feeling quite dropped tonight. I'm sorry that I got cut off, but how is your call going tonight?
My call? It's not them. No, it's a DNS problem. Some people get it, some people don't. They were very helpful. They said, we don't know what you're talking about because we can get it. And I said, that's what I thought. But thank you. Now, what am I? Remind me again what I'm paying you for. And the guy said, well, for hosting, sir. And I'm like, no shit, Sherlock.
And for the fine chat. You know.
Actually, no, they have a call center in Arizona. They're not from another country. Just so you know. No, I have to hand it to them.
You being a New Yorker and all. Talk to them people down there.
Oh, no, it's that Jimmy X again from Orion. Every time this guy calls, he gives us a hard time. And I do, because I've been on conference calls with them, too, with other people, where I'm like, hey, listen, we're having a problem getting into the FTP, and they're like, why is that? I said, well, I was hoping you could tell me. Since I pay for it. Yeah, right. The guy's like, hold on a second, dude. Anyway, I'm like, look.
Nice customer service, though. Nice customer service. Yeah, hello. I can't get into my FTP, man. What? You know, I'm trying to use the an FTP client to get into the server. What's going on?
Well, get this,
sir. I don't know. Maybe you can tell us what seems to be the problem.
Yeah,
I don't know. Why am I calling customer service?
Right.
Then?
Why can't you get in? But that's how everything.
Why aren't you calling me for customer service?
Isn't that though how everything works nowadays? I mean, really, I've had trouble with, when you have trouble with something, you call and you go, well, here's my problem. They go, well, what would you like us to do for you? Well, what the hell kind of a question is that? What do I want you to do? I want you to fix it or make it right. How's that? I mean, I don't know. Is that outrageous? I mean, what are you, some 19-year-old punk? Just, come on. So, well, we did have trouble getting into the FTP. Excuse me. And, well, really, we went around and around, and we said, well, what we do is we have a program that we run to upload blah, blah, blah. You know, we explained it, and they were like, whoa, well, we can't support that.
High tech, man.
Yeah, we can't support that. I said, it's just, it's a script. It's a batch file. And they're like, nope, we can't support that. I'm like, well, why can't you? Because it's not like a real FTP uploader. I'm like, what are you talking about? It uploads to the FTP. We can't get in.
Generic.
No, they don't care. They don't care. Well, unfortunately, what happened was, because as we all know, FTPs are not secure, but that's the way you have to upload stuff to them. And they're like, well, the thing is that what we did was our engineers put some security measures on there, and that's all. And I'm like, but now I can't get in. And they're like, well, you have to try multiple times. I'm like, but if I try multiple times, then you lock me out for trying multiple times, right? Yep. Go ahead and try to log into FTP like 6 or 7, 8 times in a row. They will ban you. Okay? Yep. Unbelievable. But this is what you get. And they go, well, we have no problem at our end. Well, yes, the problem is at your end.
Yeah.
It's kind of like dealing with healthcare. It's a tax, but it's not a tax.
Yeah, exactly. It's unconstitutional, yes, but if we call it a tax, then it really isn't unconstitutional because the Congress can levy and collect taxes. So the IRS, Ken, as you know, is nothing more than the government's tax collecting arm, right? They're the folks that call you at 3:00 in the afternoon and say, Mr. Hildebrand, yes, we've got an outstanding balance here from such and such. You didn't pay the bill, sir. They're the bill.
I looked at it. It's not that outstanding. I've seen better bills than that.
I know. What's so?
When you call the IRS and you get Steve. Hello, this is Steve from the IRS.
Yeah, the IRS. Unreal. No, it's everything nowadays is it's so bizarre and so effed up. It's hard to imagine that this is the United States of America. And seriously, there's a guy I went to help out today. On Mondays, I go and help out some of my bowling pals who own bowling centers. I do some work for them. And we were talking about, because he was complaining about his kid. And he's saying, this kid has no ambition. Seriously, I mean, it's so bad that when the kid is behind the bar, it's a little 12-lane center. So, I mean, you do everything yourself. You don't have the luxury to have a head mechanic in the back every day and, waitresses and all this stuff. I mean, you do what you can. A little 12-lane center. Guess what? Somebody needs a pin set up, you run in the back and do it. And this kid is just like, everything is like, oh, I hate doing it. Oh. And what really frosts my ass is that his father, my friend, is giving him the place. This is not like, I want you to buy it off me and learn it, and then buy it. He's like, I'm doing all this for you because I'm going to hand this all over to you. He's handing him a business, a lucrative business. Okay?
I'll take
hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, Ken. And the kid is just like, I hate going in the back. I really don't like having to go in the back and do that. Dude, and that is, and I'm telling you, this appears to me to be standard operational procedure with people around the ages of around 17 now to around 30.
Yeah.
But if you can do it with a joystick now.
Dude,
I have a suggestion.
Like
I have a suggestion for you, Ken, but we'll talk off air.
One of my friends is like that. He had an opportunity.
I know,
presented
asshole.
to him, pretty much handed to him on a silver platter, we'll say, and he would whine about it and complain. And I said to him, if I had your talent and I had the the ability that you have, and I had the opportunity you have, I would take such advantage of it. It's not even funny. I don't understand it. And he would find reasons to complain. And he was a couple years younger than me. He was in that generation that you just spoke about right now. He was in his late 20s at the time. And I was like, dude, I don't understand how you don't look at what you actually – he's in his late 20s now. So at the time, he was even younger. Right. He's probably like 21, 22. And he came and he was given this opportunity. He was presented it at like 17, 18 years old. An opportunity that most 18-year-old kids would, if they had with the ability that he had, would hop at it and jump on it. and he wouldn't do it. I mean, he did it, but he would half-ass it, and he would drag his ass. And I used to say to him, I understand you. He would find ways to limit himself. Oh, I can't do this, or I can't do that.
Yep.
And I was like, dude, I don't understand. He was given a tattoo apprenticeship, basically.
Yeah.
And something that, like, I had to, like, fight and try to earn, okay, from the people that I was working for. And he got one for free. It was given to him because it was like a family, situation. Mm-hmm. And he's a phenomenal artist. He could tattoo his ass off. But the point is, he didn't, for like the longest time, he had the most sour attitude about it. Like, he would find and it was just for no good reason. And
I think that part of this is that the way we've treated and the way parents have treated their children the last generation or so, where, when they're little kids, you don't dare say anything that might upset them. You don't really want to tell them no because you're depriving them of their ability to kind of explore the universe without, with unfettered access. And I mean, I know people like that. I mean, there's people in my family who are like that, in my wife's family, where they don't ever really tell their children no, or never did. And just, you don't really want to be negative all the time, because if you tell them that they're not doing things right, well, it's not good for them. I mean, really? Really? So they grow up to work at Tim Hortons serving the wrong meal to you or the wrong drink to you because they just don't give a shazat.
And get the machine that goes...
Yeah. Well, we got
like the end of hour one.
Wow,
boys.
Holy cow. It sounded like Joe let out a big, nasty fart there.
Yes, actually.
It's all Joe's fault.
Of course, everything's Joe's fault. And if it's not Joe's fault...
I'm the ringleader.
Well, if it's not Joe's fault, it's Popeye's fault. It's not Popeye, it's Ken. It's not Ken, it's Tim. And then Jimmy gets the shit from everybody anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, this... Right? The buck stops here, dude.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Truman.
No problem. Anyway, look, we got to take the long break here, folks. We'll be back in about 7 minutes or so. We got top of the hour news coming up. And more WTF on the way. Don't touch that dial. In fact, turn it up and rip the effing knob off. We'll be back.
I've got no option but to sell you all for scientific...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with hour number 2 here on tonight's live edition of WTF. It is July 2nd, 2012. I'm hanging out with Ken Hildebrand, Tim Watts, Jimmy X, and Joe Joseph.
Popeye, we have a special request, so let me just put this on for you, okay?
Sure. Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's awesome.
On an accordion. It made me feel
on an
like
accordion.
The polka.
It's awesome. It's awesome, Ken. Do you have any polkas to play for Popeye?
Oh, that must be Popeye.
Oh, jeez.
I swear to God, dude. And you know that, like, you're just opening up a can of worms when you ask him to play sound.
It's too funny. It's too funny.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, hey, by the way, I got an email from the the hosting site saying, "Hey, thanks for calling us. Tell us how we did." Here, hold on. Let me type it. You guys go right ahead. Let me type this out.
Just photocopy your middle finger and send it back to them.
It says
asshole.
Complete the survey and then take 20% off your next order. Really?
There you go. So complete the survey and tell them they suck and see if they still give you the 20% off.
Your service seemed to be a bit subpar.
I say, Old Bean. You know, I would think that would be the way to. I mean, really, if they really wanted to have great customer service, I think that they should do customer service out of England. You know, there's a lot of people in England that are out of work, right? And what's their unemployment rate there, Ken? What are they up? They're up around 12, 13%, right? At least they tell you about.
there are ways.
So you get a bunch of English chaps to sit around and say, I say, thank you for calling. How can I help you? And you say, well, you know, my shit doesn't work. And they go, I say, what shit is it? Well, it's the shit that I pay you for. Oh, I say. Are you sure it's shit or shat? Well, I'm not quite sure what you call it, but I say, because it doesn't work, that it's shit. And they go, oh, I see. Well, just bear with us for one moment. I do beg your indulgence, sir, while I check with my superior. They put you on hold, some nice music, right? In fact, it would be WTF music, wouldn't it, Ken?
Yeah.
And then they come back and they say, I'm sorry for the insurrection, sir, but it seems that you're just a big pusshead. I'm sorry. Anything else we can help you with? But my shit still doesn't work. Oh, I see. Well, you're an American, aren't you? Yes. Ah, well, your shit doesn't work because you're an American. Now, piss off.
Yes. That's one of my favorites. Piss off and die.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Piss off and die.
Well, look, it might go something like that, okay? But whatever. Okay.
I actually like the idea. It's a lot better, you know, nothing against the Indian stuff. You can at least understand them. And there's some comedy relief in, you know, the vernacular there.
That's right. Would you like buttered scones while you're waiting, sir?
I don't need you to butter my scones. I got TSA over here grabbing them every damn day.
For some reason, the whole idea of Ken's buttered sconces really turns my stomach.
Yeah. No, I hear you, Joe. I hear you. Buttered scones on Ken.
At least I was able to get that in before my internet drops again. Stupid freaking storms, dude. It's awful.
We were saying while you were away the last time, Joe, that...
Yes, I went and whipped the squirrels. I said, gosh darn it, boys.
You know
Run,
what? The squirrels...
Damn the torpedoes.
The squirrels are chewing on my internet cable. And by the way, I actually did have that problem where my internet was not working properly. And the guy came out and he went in the backyard and he goes, hey, the squirrels chewed through the cable. I'm like, really? I've never heard of anything like that, but they did in fact chew through the cable, and he showed me the PC cut off, and it was chewed by squirrels.
Time to get a 22 and a silencer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's not so much that as much as it's the stupid weather. Speaking of weather.
Yeah, how's the weather down there? I mean, you guys got thunderstorms that took out 3 million people. What's up with that?
Get this, man. I mean, well, see, now I didn't get that part of it, but what we did, had a lot of down trees, had a lot of limbs everywhere. But one thing we didn't get, I mean, when I say the most incredible lightning I have ever seen in my life, I'm not kidding. I mean, it was just unbelievable lightning,
right?
But not a drop of rain.
Really? Did they say that DC got hammered?
Yeah, DC got hit and Virginia got hit.
Does that not speak volumes?
Well, maybe God's pissed.
Yeah, well, see, I was saying it's very ominous that you've got such corruption and just going on in Washington that all of a sudden...
Well,
all of a sudden,
the hurricane came and got Joe again.
All I can say is it's nice to know that Joey pays attention to me, because that's what I was telling was with the same thing happened here in the Midwest last week. You know, I don't know if Ken got those storms either, but Minneapolis, man, 3 days in a row and each one of the storms alone by themselves would be one of those things for an entire summer or maybe 5 years that you talk about. Yeah, remember the big one of 2012? And, we had 3 of them in 3 days. Right. It's like Joe was saying, just unreal thunder, unreal lightning, and it's very interesting.
Well, I was talking. Well, all right, Ken, calm down, son. I was talking to a friend of mine today out of Virginia, I forgot where they are in Virginia, Mechanicsville, actually, at the world's largest bowling manufacturing corporation, because he was sending me some diagrams of some things I needed for a job I'm doing, and I said, gee, dude, what happened down there? He said, oh, my God. He's like, it was terrible. He said they were issuing tornado warnings, and they evacuated the building. Tornadoes in Virginia, folks. Tornadoes.
No, they're not dicking with the weather. There's no geoengineering.
Nope. Tornadoes in Virginia. Come on, man.
Has anybody noticed that this ridiculous heat has been...
Well, it's hot. It's been hot up here, Popeye.
Yeah,
seriously.
This ridiculous
nasty
heat has been accompanied by a ton of chemtrails.
Here too, guys.
What?
I mean, that's a long wave of heat. That's from the middle of America all the way across.
Yep, and you know what? It's been hot. In fact, the weather here has been very strange because normally it's pretty moderate between May and June, and then it warms up. But we've had like 2 weeks of oppressively hot, humid weather, and then a cold front moves in. The temperature goes down like 30 degrees. Seriously, okay, seriously, I'm not kidding. 30 degrees, so that the next day the high temperature is like, 64. And then within 2 days, it's back up in the mid-80s again, hot and humid, terrible. This is what's been going on here. And it's impossible. And, of course, I was sick. I think you know, Popeye, right? I was sick for a couple of weeks, right? Big time. And the humidity was just making the whole thing worse. People at work were complaining. The people who have allergies were, some of them had to go to the hospital or to the doctor and get steroids so that they could, actually live their life. It's been horrible up here. And again, tomorrow it's going to be 88 and humid. Wednesday, July 4th, it's going to be hot and humid, 90 with rain. And then Thursday it's going to be hot and humid. And Friday it's going to be hot and humid. This is what's been going on. But when the temperature does drop, like when a cold front moves in, it goes down. Seriously, it goes down like 25, 30 degrees. And people are getting sick left and right. And something's going on around here. A lot of people are sick.
It's from them spraying.
Yeah.
And it's everybody's getting it all over the country. I'm fighting something off right now for like 2 weeks now. I've been like double dosing on the vitamin C just to fight it.
Well, I mentioned my mom all the time. She was a nurse, and she was, when I called her, and I was like, I'm not feeling real well. I got this horrible kind of post-nasal thing going on, blah, blah. I don't want to get gross if you're eating. But my mother said, well, this is going around, and it's taking weeks and months for some people to get better. That's not good, man.
I think all this atmospheric interference is screwing with my internet. Dadgummit.
Probably.
Actually, I think you have someone who should be burned at the stake fucking with your internet. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't worry, Jimmy. See, the Supreme Court says you can do that now.
Hold on, let me go back and edit that out. Hold on.
I just tried, and all we got to say is he missed on the beep. It's my fault.
Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. I'm not.
Timing.
My bad.
I was running the beep, and I was just out of sync.
The listeners like it. It's all good.
Well, I wish I could go to our website, but I can't.
The FCC can eat it.
Well, the FCC can eat me.
You better be careful. They might come over and try and then try to find.
They might actually do that.
To pay for the bite mark.
By the way, real quick, because I know we're coming to a break here, but they opened they got a new guy here in Buffalo. And he's a real bastard, I understand. He's going to be looking for you to screw up so he can come to your house. All right, folks, we're back. It's WTF on the Orion Talk Radio Network. Oh, I love when she does that. I love it. Anyway, it's a pleasure having you along listening this evening. And I did put $1 in the cuss jar after I mentioned the F-bomb before the last break. I'm Jimmy X, your host on this beautiful Monday night here, Eastern Time Zone, the United States. And depending on where you are, could be later or earlier. That's how it goes. And we're glad to have you aboard. Anyway, joining me tonight on the program, our good friend Kenneth Hildebrand from somewhere in the Midwest in Illinois. Hi, Kenneth.
Good evening, Jimmy.
And Ken has some gas issues. We're going to work on that. Joe Joseph is with us. When he is with us. When he's not with us.
When I'm with you, I'm going to get it in while I can.
Yeah,
yes.
he's not always with us. But Joe, it's just an absolute joy having you.
Thank you, my friend.
No problem. Also joining us today, the man we call Popeye. From federaljack.com. Popeye, how's it going?
Hi, Jimmy. Thanks for having me tonight.
No problem.
Well, blow me down.
I thought the same thing, Joe. And then there was, we have Tim, who's pretty quiet. Tim doesn't say a whole lot. He's kind of unassuming, and, he kind of sits in the background waiting for his time. But your time is never, never comes, Tim. I just want to say, I feel really...
After listening to that intro there, that I know why they call you Jimmy X now, because you had that, perfect porn read there. Not that you've probably watched any of that stuff before.
Oh, I never do. I have never, ever, even seen pornography. I swore it off when I was a kid. It is, in fact, as Insane Shane mentions, it's Easy Talk Radio on the Orion Talk Radio Network. And Gene, I don't know why Bloodless is mentioning Gene. Are you a fan of Gabriel Fauré or something? I don't know. Anyway.
Hey, I have a public service announcement I'd like to play. It's like 2 minutes long, but I might have to give a public service announcement before playing the public service announcement.
Why? What is this? Popeye, do tell us what this is about.
Well, it's just informative. It's about use of certain grammar and certain words.
This is going to cost your license.
Yeah,
actually,
well, if last week didn't cost you your license, then this certainly won't.
Lowlife mentioned Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers on NPR. The show is called Car Talk. And by the way, I don't know if you know this or not. I just got used to
They're going off the air, man.
Yeah, they're going. Well, they're not going to go off the air, actually. What they're going to do is they're retiring, and they're going to just take old shows and kind of rehash them. But it was very, very nice that someone mentioned Tom and Ray Magliozzi and their great show, Car Talk. All right, can I stop with this nonsense, with this speak?
I kind of dig it.
Can we kind of go on here?
Yeah.
This is Ken from the increase in the price of ammunition. Do not expect a warning shot. Thank you for your understanding.
I like that public service announcement.
My name is Roger the Shrubber. I arrange, design, and sell shrubberies.
They call him.
Somebody in the chat said he knows what's going on. Jimmy just found out Anderson Cooper's gay. We mentioned that at the beginning of the show. In fact, that was the...
But who didn't know that already?
We all kind of figured it, but
why is that news to anybody?
I was oblivious to it.
Everybody's first response was, you're really surprised.
No. Here's the question: is why is he coming out now? What are they going to use that to cover up? What are they going to? They're going to baffle you with him coming out and how lovely it is and all this other crap. And what are they going to be not focusing on? Yeah. So there's if he's in the media and he comes out, and I just find it suspicious. I don't think he did it just because he wanted to feel better about himself. Everybody knew he was already gay.
That's right. That's why he's changing his name to Anderson Pooper.
Oh, that's right. All right, everybody. Here we go. Let's start from the beginning of the show again. Ready? All right, boys. Everybody, kick, push, kick, push. Here we go. Anderson Cooper is gay.
Business like show business, like no business I know.
Oh, say.
Everything about it is appealing. Everything that traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling.
Unless you're kneeling in front of my... Oh, whoa. I had to take that off. Sorry. Okay. Never mind.
In the Navy.
You can sail the 7 seas.
Thinks he's Ethel Merman.
You'll be well. You'll be great. Gonna have the whole world on a plate. Stop here. Stop now.
Freaking Joe, that's the clip I was talking about.
Actually, I don't know. Actually, you know what's funny? I heard a story on one of the shows a couple of weeks ago by on NPR. And there was some gay guy that was on who was mentioning that it was Judy Garland that spoke for all gay men. I don't know where that association came from, but, whatever, man.
Where did you get Judy Garland and...
I don't know. I just don't get it. I never understood it, but whatever.
There's speculation in the chat room that Shepard Smith is also...
Oh, Shepard Smith, I think, is also,
No.
And
But again, what are they not covering while they're going to be busy covering this for the next week? What are they not going to be talking about?
Your new taxes.
Yeah, Obamacare.
Yeah. Hey, you know how it's funny how they build this. The Obamacare thing, they build it as a affordable health care, and now all of a sudden they flipped it. Now that it's passed, it's those that, now it's time for you to pay your fair share. So it's interesting how they flipped the whole dynamic around.
Yeah. Well, we know Hillary Clinton is, she got more poontang than Bill did. All right.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to hide the fact that you're gay?
Clinton's real last name shouldn't be Clinton. It's Rockefeller. That's why he was even chosen. His mommy was impregnated by a Rockefeller, not by the man that played his daddy.
How do you know these intimate details about people, Popeye? I'm just
Because
curious.
I do a lot, honestly, because I do a lot of research.
Because you have a DNA... No, tell us. You have a DNA lab set up in your spare bedroom.
I'm really DHS. Joe and I work...
And get the machine that goes...
Joe's DHS. He's going to get the machine that goes...
Yes.
Wait, Ken, bring out that other... Oh, Jesus.
You can drop down on your knees.
In the Navy.
Find the fish.
Get out venereal disease.
In the Navy.
Actually, I don't know, but Popeye, you have a lot of inside info, man, that other people don't get, and I like that.
Well, it's because I spend time doing the research.
It'd be nice having all that time on your hands, just amassing all this useless knowledge.
Useless?
It's very useless.
I don't think it's too useless to know how your enemy works.
Come on.
I know you'd rather talk about Dancing with the Stars.
There are friends, just like
on Sunday. On this coming Sunday, on the Sunday edition of the Freedom Link radio program, Joe is going to have the cast of Jersey Shore for hour 1 and Justin Bieber for hour number 2.
Hour number 2, Snooki joins the broadcast.
Justin Bieber, huh?
Yeah, and Snooki and the rest of the douchebags from the Jersey Shore are going to join Joe in hour number 1.
Yes, that's right. Be a douchebag festival on the.
I would rather listen. Go ahead, Ken.
No, Ken's not saying anything, folks.
Oh, great. You killed Kenny. You've killed Kenny. You bastard. You've killed Kenny. Damn you.
Come in.
I heard that. All right, hold on. The music here.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, Joe. Hold on. I'm trying to find the Orion Talk Radio prostitutes to go with this music. Hold on. And get a venereal disease. Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much. It's WTF, everybody.
Hey, by the way, isn't it funny that the Department of Justice says it won't prosecute Eric Holder? Go figure. I'm assuming now that Mr. Holder, who told us in no uncertain terms 2 years ago that his push for more hate crime legislation, by the way, Ken, would absolutely not be doled out fairly. He told us that. He said it's not going to be doled out fairly. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Thereby denying us our equal protection under the law, which we're supposedly granted by the Constitution, but no, Mr. Holder doesn't care. Obviously, this whole Fast and Furious thing was nothing more, and it was admitted by some of the people who were involved that said that this was a way that when they found these guns, that these American guns going over the border to Mexico, that this would be used to further the cause for gun control legislation, right? Isn't that what they did?
That's exactly what they said, but they didn't know how to control the bullets flying over their head.
Exactly. But, you know, now Holder was allegedly held in contempt, but then they turned around and said, nah, we're not going to bother with him. So, you know what, Ken? This is my question. So, in other words, if I get caught doing something illegal, and not even as profoundly huge as this particular thing, the Fast and Furious gun running scheme into Mexico, with guns going to Mexico, can I just do the same? I mean, can I get just like slap on the wrist too and just get told you shouldn't do that ever again and let's just forget about it? I mean, I mean, because I'm missing something here, Ken. I'm missing something.
When you look back at Mr. Holder's record, and I use the term "Mr." very loosely. We had the little thing with the Black Panthers at the voting area. He didn't prosecute that. They were ready to, and he put a stop to that. They didn't prosecute the fact that the Black Panthers put out a bounty on George Zimmerman's head, dead or alive, and he did nothing with that. Now the fact that he's been caught with his hand in the cookie jar and all this gun running stuff, and this goes all the way to the White House. I don't care what anybody says.
Of course it does.
You've got an assistant attorney general who says, no, we're not going to prosecute. So as far as I'm concerned, we no longer have laws in this country, so they can kiss my ass.
Right. We do live in a lawless society, but let me ask you this, guys. Would that only apply for federal laws or something like that? Can you say that because Eric Holder, who's the high-ranking federal officer, that let's just say, for example, you get a speeding ticket, could you use that as an excuse in court?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Sure they will laugh at. I think
Joe,
they'll laugh
that's what
at you
I'm
at the state level.
That's what I'm asking. I'm saying.
I think what you're going to see here, honestly, dude, is you're going to start seeing a secession movement kind of really pick up steam because no one has any recourse or redress at this point. So if the federal government, like with this health care, let's force it down the state's throat. Well, the states have redress. They can say, go screw. You know, we're your bag men. We're the ones that collect the freaking money for you that you go and give to the Federal Reserve. So from now on, we're not going to give it to you. And you know, we're going to be the country of Virginia.
You know, they tried to pull that a number of years ago, and it worked quite well. One of the states turned around and told them that they were no longer going to send federal taxes to the federal government. What they did was they put up an escrow account, and the state, they passed a law where all employers were required to send any federal withholding to that account. And then as long as you want to play games, we'll use that money the way we think we should, and the hell with you. And that ended the problem.
Absolutely.
Right.
I always said that when that Gulf oil spill took place and Louisiana was going through the whole crap with the Army Corps of Engineers, that they should have just withheld everybody's federal income tax and put it into an escrow account like you were saying, Ken, and then said, look, we don't care if you withhold federal funding because we're withholding federal funding and we'll use it the way we see fit. Go screw.
Exactly. Well, this, you know, people always talk about Ronald Reagan, and I kind of liked Reagan except for some of the things that he did, like the revenue sharing crap that we have going on now. It never should have been done. Where the federal government was going to take all the money in and then they were going to dole it out equally. The federal government has not found a dollar that they will not spend. Just like they've never found a tax that they will not like. But I want to tell the people one thing. The 10th Amendment of the Constitution, the power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people.
Ken, I guess but my big problem here is that Mr. Holder, and I hate to use the word Mr. too, but Mr. Holder told us in no uncertain terms a couple of years ago that he was going to move forward, I should say, with more hate crime legislation. And he said, listen, I got news for you. It's not going to affect everybody equally. And my problem is that we are allegedly all supposed to be treated fairly under the law. So what I'm gathering from what Mr. Holder, again, I use that term loosely, is saying, Ken, in other words, if I walk down the street and I'm attacked by a couple of Utes, okay? Utes? Yeah, you know, Utes. It's generic code word for people who are unmentionable in the media, okay? So I get beat up or killed. What happens is they don't really do much with in regards to going and finding these people, but if they do, they slap them on the wrist and they say, well, you know, they were Utes, they were young, we're going to stick them in prison for like 10 years, and if they're nice, we'll let them out. Now, if Anderson Cooper, now that he's come out of the closet...
Anderson Cooper!
Wait, where's what's-her-name when you need her? Never mind. So anyway, so Anderson Cooper's walking down the street, though, and the same gang of Utes beats him up and kicks the crap out of him and kills him, maybe. Well, it's a hate crime, and it's not 10 years now, it's 30 years because he was gay, and, you know, somebody will say to the police, well, we heard him call him a nasty name, called him a homo, or something. And this is the only, and I'm going to tell you something, Ken, and you know damn well as well as I do. Okay? You've seen the videos, I'm sure. I've watched a lot of like the stuff that gets sent to me all the time that I look at and read.
Stuff in the brown bag.
I'm telling you what. The only time that minorities in this country get charged with hate crimes is if the other person that they beat up, like the thing that happened not long ago, I think it was in Michigan, where there's some gay guy came out of a store and they gave him a hard time, and they slapped the shit out of him and, you know, beat him up. Then they all got brought up on hate crime charges because he was gay. But if he was just a straight white guy like you, Ken, if you were an old veteran, a veteran, somebody who gets no effing respect in this country, okay? Veterans, no respect.
White guy?
Yeah, I don't know about straight white guy.
Well, straight white guy. Well, come on, guys. Look, we can talk off air about all of Ken's foibles, but for the sake of this, my point, okay? The deal is, Ken, if that was you, it doesn't matter. If that was your wife, it doesn't matter. Think about that, people. Just think about that for a minute. Your wife or someone you love in your family is assaulted, brutally murdered, and it's not worth the same as if that person wasn't in a protected group. What the hell is the matter with people? What the hell is the matter with you?
The approach to the crime. You've got to approach somebody like that, and you've got to go,
I love you, baby.
It's not a hate crime.
Well, but you understand my point, and I'm adamant about it because
I agree with you, Tim.
Well, because here's the thing. What I'm thinking about is like my daughter, okay, or my stepdaughter or whatever, are being assaulted, and thinking that it's, whatever. Okay, but if they were in a protected minority group, that would be a different story. Well, and then the police would... What a bunch of crap. Come on, guys.
It's the same thing with all the race talk and everything else. It's divide and conquer. That's the way it is. I hate the word race because there's only one race on this planet, and that's the human race, and then you have different cultures. But they make it sound like there's different races on this planet. There's one.
Well, no, there are different races.
Well, I mean, unless you count the reptilians.
No. There are different races. Come on. There are differences. There are inherent differences between the races in this country. I mean, the point is, though, that we pretend that they don't exist in one respect, but then we point them out when it's convenient, like in education or something.
Can't we just all get along?
No, damn it, we're not going to get along, Joe.
I know, I'm busting you.
And you know what? Stop asking me. All right, folks, final segment of WTF for this second day of July 2012. I'm Jimmy X. Joining me on the program tonight, Federal Jack, Popeye, that would be. We don't know who. Arr. Ahoy, matey. We also have Tim. Arr. We have Tim. We have Joe Joseph.
What's up, pole smokers?
Oh, say, Anderson.
Whoa.
It's Anderson Joseph.
Anderson Joseph, everybody.
And of course, Ken, the absolutely straight shooting heterosexual older guy with us. So,
did you say heterosexual?
He's yes, he is.
The thing that I don't understand with all of this hate crime legislation, as long as we're going to talk about that, it's the fact that how many times do you attack somebody that you're in love with?
Well, you don't. And you don't. And Ken, somebody pointed out in the chat room, I mean, really, I wish people would stop and think. This is just a matter of stopping for a minute and thinking about the insanity of what you're being told. Okay? That's all. I mean, think about it. Do people show up at your house and try to rob you and shoot you because they love you? No, they dislike you. They hate you. There's a reason that they're doing it. Whatever their sociopathy is, right, Joe? I mean, what difference does it make?
It doesn't make any difference.
Right. It doesn't matter. So if they shoot you and they don't like you or they beat you up because you're gay, what difference does it make if they beat you up because you're a woman or they beat you up just because they just don't like you for whatever reason, or you're a white man or you're whatever? I mean, what difference does it make? All right, we'll say Snatchel just to keep everybody in the chat room happy, right? But what
hate me for my freedom.
But that was a crock of crap
well,
too.
And you made a good point, and I want to point this out. The law should apply to everybody equally across the board.
Exactly.
And when it doesn't, there's a problem.
Right. Look, I'll just say this: there's Arabs don't hate us because of our freedoms. That's
no,
retarded.
they hate us.
Wait, listen. They can't hate us for our freedoms because we don't have any freedom.
Jimmy has sold out. Yes, thank you, listener. Jimmy has sold out. No, you know why they hate us, Popeye? They hate us because of our unwavering, ridiculous devotion to that little democracy, so-called democracy in the Middle East. That's what they don't like about us.
Well, yeah, that and the fact that we bomb the living crap out of everybody on its behalf.
Of course, and because we keep backing Israel up, we have to tell them that we love them, and despite what they do. Okay, and look at. I'll tell you what. As I've said before, we love them so much. We should start applying their human rights policies in this country. And people go, "Are you kidding? That's insane!" Look what they just did. They just told Africans who were there. They said, "We're throwing you out. You don't do anything for our country. You're taking us down. You have nothing to offer us, and we're throwing you out of our country." Can you imagine any other country on the planet doing that to somebody? Come on, folks.
No, because political correctness is what's made this country go down the tubes.
Of course.
Go to hell in a handbasket.
Of course. And, Joe, and I've said it 100 times, I'll say it again. You cannot possibly adhere to political correctness and have any common sense whatsoever. They are mutually exclusive. Period.
I totally and completely agree with you, my friend.
Well, that's
now, how did you sell out?
I don't know. I don't know what that person's talking about.
Here. If you want to see why people hate us, just go look at pictures I've put up from the war crimes of Libya, or go on Facebook or anything.
Oh boy! Now isn't that what took your site down the last time?
Well, not only that. Hold on. Not only that. Go look at other things. Go look what's going on in Gaza. I mean, go look at the fact that they're doing. Let me tell you something. It really pisses me off that I did have. My grandmother was in a concentration camp, okay? And it took forever and buying people off and a long time to get her out, okay? You'd be surprised. My grandfather had to sell almost everything he had to help get her out, okay?
That was Grandma Popeye.
It kind of pisses me off when a nation uses something that did happen and they twist it and do whatever, they take things out of context, whatever. That whole point could be argued to another thing. But these people were put in camps. They were used as slave labor, just like other people were too.
Right.
Okay. And you have this nation that uses what they did as an excuse to do the very same thing to another bunch of people.
Right.
And then you have people that will run around and attack and say, "Oh, it's the Jews. It's the Jews." Can I tell you something? The people that are all the Jew firsters and Jews, and constantly use the term Jew, okay, and focus on that, a lot of those people are funded by the very same people they're supposedly attacking. It's to make it look so ugly that you won't look into the things that Israel as a nation does, or what its Zionist government does.
Right, and I keep trying to explain to people that when you say...
What I'll say is Gary Allen wrote about this over 50 years ago,
right.
And he explained exactly what I did in more detail in None Dare Call It Conspiracy, and he said if you fall down that rabbit hole, it'll get you, because then you'll get labeled. They use it just like they do racism. Then when you say, oh, well, Zionism is bad, they say, well, you must not like Jews because Zionism is about Jews getting back to the homeland.
Exactly.
That's bullshit.
And Popeye, that's the thing, and I gotta tell you something, okay? Okay, the networks like NPR that are controlled primarily by Jewish folks, right? Have stories like that all the time. They play that up. Okay?
And that's why I'm not a big fan of organized religion. I just don't, because I think it's one of the worst things that ever happened in human history.
The point being is it's not the Jews.
It's not Jewish people who are like us, Ken.
And a government.
Exactly.
And a government. And it's the damn government. That's like saying the United States, it's all the Catholics.
Well,
no, it's not.
Well, we know that look at there's people that talk about the Vatican, and I don't necessarily discount what they say about the Vatican and the control they have in the world, in the New World Order, whatever. The thing is, though, that you can't. It's like saying, that Catholics, like in this country, are all responsible by association. That's not. You just can't say that. So if you're careful how you put it, there's too many people out there who just say, well, the Jews. Listen, we know that, like Hollywood, for example, is run by a lot of Jewish people, okay? But those people are not everyday schmoes like the four of us are or five of us are in this conversation.
And they're also not the top of the pyramid.
That's what I'm saying.
Their marching orders.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to tell you what. I don't honestly. I buy more. I don't know how to put this without people thinking it's nuts. But I could buy more into an outside force. Okay, controlling through whatever its tentacles of controls are, than one tiny little individual group. Okay, that can. It doesn't make sense if you think about it. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter what group you blame it on. There's no way that all of this is being done by one tiny little group, okay? It has to be done on such a massive scale that there's control. There's this massive level of control. Not one tiny little group couldn't do it all by themselves. There's no way. It's impossible. Okay? And this goes back thousands and thousands and thousands of years. You don't think they know how to, the art of deception and how to screw with people's minds and get you to look at this? Again, go any look.
But Popeye, that is still a small group. But that's still a small group. I mean, no matter who they are, it's still a small group of people. I mean, it's a handful of people.
I don't mean a small. I said I don't think that all of this has been perpetrated by one little culture of individuals.
No, one little culture, no. But it is still a small group of individuals, and they do wield a lot of people, a lot of power. I'm sorry.
That stuff goes back to 5,000 years ago, ancient Babylon and stuff like that. And you know what? We'll never know the truth about any of that until you raid the Vatican and go into their archives and find out what they have down there. That's 5,000 years old.
Which you will never do.
And then this gets you into the circular argument of religion. What do we do about religion? Which one is right? Oh, my God.
Well,
are the Jews right? Are the Arabs right? Are the Christians right? How about none of them are right? How about all of them are wrong?
They're all right. Come on, Popeye.
No, they're all wrong. We've been lied to. That's my theory.
Religion, religion, as far as I'm concerned, back in the medieval days, okay, back before the Renaissance and all that, this is what was preached to people to make them feel good about their shitty existence. You take a look at England and places in Europe where, you had these serfs, these poor people who had nothing. If they had something to believe in, that if they went to church every week and they sang and all that, they would have some place in the hereafter. You know what I'm saying? That's, to me, how I see it. It was something for them to do, to think about, that would make their miserable existence a little less painful.
It's a form of control.
Well,
it's like
it sure is.
It's a mind prison, because you know what? You need me. Look, all of you guys are awesome, and you're all humans, but only me, I happen to have the key to the door where God sits. And I'm the only one with the key, and none of you can have a copy of it. So you got to include me in all your parties. You got to lend me money. You got to be my friend. That's what religion's for.
Yeah, it's like Jim Baker. You have to pay $1,000 to get into heaven. And by the way, ride our roller coaster over at Heritage Park.
Hey, all I can say is the fact that you can look at religion, you can look at faith, you can look at anything you want to look at. It still boils down to a handful of asshats that are ripping this world apart.
Right. Well, listen, guys, I'll tell you what. Okay. If I can borrow a phrase from somebody else, you've wasted another good 2 hours on a Monday night listening to WTF.
Dadgummit. Well, thanks for coming out, everybody. We'll see you next week on the next exciting episode of WTF.
So, Popeye, Joe, Ken, Tim, thanks for hanging out, and all of you for listening this evening. Thanks for all the chatters and the whole, couldn't do it without you. Have yourself a great night.
Time. It was fun allowing us to bounce back and forth.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Being drunk at a bar.
No. Hey, I'm going to go. I think that's what I'm going to do now is go get drunk. Bye, everybody.